Filmmaker and journalist Avi Lewis officially launched his campaign to be the next leader of the federal New Democrats in Toronto last night.
And he's live here this morning with more on his decision to seat the party's top job. Avi Lewis, good to see you this morning.
Just keep those hot peppers on the other side of the studio, guys.
Yeah, well, there's no hot peppers
crazy.
here. You're in the hot seat now, though.
Hot seat is fine.
Hot seat is fine.
So let's talk about this, because in the last election this year, federal election, the New Democratic Party, as you're well aware, was kind of wiped off the map. Only 7 seats, not even official party status. What do you see as the main or biggest challenge if you become the leader of this party to bring this party back?
I actually think I'm quite excited about it. I mean, this is comeback time, right? We're at the bottom of the cycle. But do we want to be a two-party system like the United States? I mean, this is sort of how Trump emerged, right? You get two parties. They're kind of Tweedledum and Tweedledee, a bit the same in the policies. People start suffering. They can't pay for their groceries. They can't pay for their rent. That's where the far right rises. And I don't think Canadians want that. So I think we're going to see, like right now, Carney and Poilievre, they're kind of like the Loblaws and Sobeys in Canadian politics. They look like they're competing on the outside, but on the inside, they're approving huge military increases. They're doing these major projects, sweeping aside Indigenous rights and environmental protection. So we need an alternative. And the NDP's always been that. We're the party of healthcare. We care about people. And we're going to come back.
Yeah. Okay, Avi, what do you think is the single biggest failure of Jagmeet Singh's leadership, and how would you do things differently if you were elected?
You know, I don't think there was a failure of Jagmeet's leadership. That last election we just got hit by a wall of fear of Donald Trump. And that translated in some places to fear of Poilievre, and then we lost our vote. We lost our vote to both sides. But I think what's different now is like we're living in rough times. People are really suffering. The everyday emergency of just trying to get by in this economy. And nobody's really providing solutions that'll directly help. Opening a big new mega project, a mine somewhere, not going to lower your rent. It's not going to help you pay for that $300 worth of groceries that doesn't even get you through the week. So we need direct solutions. We need a public option for food. We need we got 3 phone companies, and they, in every sector, we got 5 big banks, we got 3 grocery chains, and they're all working together to keep prices like here. So we need the government to actually govern and step in and actually make life more affordable for people. That's what we're going to offer.
You talk about sort of being at the bottom of the cycle for the New Democrat Party in Canada. The other thing that I hear a lot of pundits talking about who are avid political watchers is the opportunity that appears to be opening up on the left, as Mark Carney has really taken the Liberal Party away from the sort of Justin Trudeau era, almost left of the New Democrats, and brought them more to the political center, maybe even center right, depending on sort of your perspective here. How can you take advantage of that opportunity? Because again, in that last election, really more than 80% of the public just voted for either Liberals or Conservative.
But now they are crowded on the right wing of the ice. And so the lane is wide open for us. And it really is about addressing people's everyday concerns. You guys know it because you talk to all kinds of people and this comes up every day on the show. What are they offering that's going to solve the cost of living crisis? Cutting regulations on businesses so they can make even more money, like corporations in Canada are doing great. You know, banks made $50 billion last year. Oil companies made $200 billion over the last few years. It's not trickling down. Everyone's got a sore neck from waiting for the trickle down for the last 50 years. Not happening. Government's got to govern, got to provide free transit, got to fix our healthcare system. It's so privatized now. I think we've got to talk about nationalizing our healthcare system again. Because right here in Ontario, you can pay $4,000 and have a private family doctor. That's not what Tommy Douglas and my grandfather David Lewis fought for in the 60s. So, we're the party that helps people, and we're going to come back on that basis because the two governing parties, well, I'm treating them as, that's what we do in the NDP. We're like, but they've approved all these things together, the major projects, the military spending, they're in lockstep over there. So we got clear space open right into people's lives and their homes and their daily concerns.
Yeah, and Ali, you do talk about these big ideas, as the NDP does, housing, healthcare, climate, you have your manifesto, LEAP manifesto. But what's your plan to turn these NDP kind of promises and ideas into actual policies that people will reap the benefit?
We are living in a time of big change. We got major crises, and especially the everyday emergency of people getting by, and it's going to be expensive to fix them. But we have a lot of money that we're spending in this country. Mark Carney found $9 billion in like a heartbeat for military spending between June and April. And he's talking about reshaping our economy to spend $150 billion on military a year in a decade. So the money is there. The question is, where are we spending it? Are we sending it, as my grandpa David Lewis said in the 70s, on the corporate welfare bums? Or are we actually spending it on things that people need to have a better life? So the money's there. It's for choices and priorities.
Avi, what's your pitch to the party in terms of electoral success? As you well know, you've run a couple of times, haven't actually won a seat here. What does that tell your party members about your electability to the wider population?
Yes, this would be an excellent question for a guy named Jack Layton, who also lost 2 federal elections and ran for leader without a seat and was leader and had to look for a seat. So it's not hardly unprecedented. But yeah, I ran where I lived in communities that I was really connected to.
Yeah.
And ridings that the NDP had never won before. Now we actually have momentum at the base. It's a 6-month race. You're going to see a really interesting debate of ideas on the left in Canada. And we had 300 people crammed into a room in Toronto last night, and a huge amount of energy as people at our base are hungry for change. And it's kind of pent up. I think we're going to see a lot of excitement in the NDP in the next 6 months.
That tells me you have a riding in mind. Can you share it?
No, I don't.
Oh, you can't?
No,
okay.
I'm a little superstitious. Yeah. I got 6 months to win a leadership.
Gotcha.
Can we do that first? Is that okay? And then we'll come back and talk ridings later.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Avi Lewis, pleasure to talk to you this morning.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You look.
It was a very memorable meeting.
Your lips are curled.
I know.
Be careful, Avi. Make sure you wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm not touching my eyes.
There. All right.
Nice to meet you.